And good morning. It's Wednesday, October 31st. It's Halloween.
That's right. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on this Halloween day.
Yes, indeed. A scary day. Boo.
It's really a celebration of fall,
Yeah.
and we're hoping the children will all have a great time tonight as they do celebrate the fall season.
Indeed, and throughout the program, we'll give you some tips about what you need to be thinking about. Now, this is not rocket science. You already know these things. It's just maybe a quick reminder to help you remember
That's right.
about what to do this evening. For instance, make sure you're wearing reflective clothing.
That's right.
Your child especially wearing reflective clothing. And do not send your child out alone.
No matter what the age.
That's right, regardless of the age, go with them. Check what your child is given when they go door to door, knocking on doors and saying trick or treat, and they're given a candy or whatever. Check it out.
Take a flashlight with you.
Please.
Stay in the neighborhoods that you're familiar with, that you know the people that they're going to their door. A lot of safety tips, and we'll give you even more as the program goes along.
Yes, indeed we will. A quick reminder also that tomorrow, November 1st, there's a blood drive at Southern Wayne High School on Highway 117 in Dudley. That's 117 alternate in Dudley.
That's right.
And that begins about 8:30 in the morning, goes till about 1:30 in the afternoon.
That's right. And on Wednesday, November the 7th, is the Teddy Bear Picnic downtown Goldsboro at 12 noon. Come on out to Cornerstone Commons. Bring a teddy bear and your lunch, and we will have someone out there reading a fairy tale story to you during the lunch hour, where you can enjoy a picnic with your young child with their teddy bear and just have a good time on Cornerstone Commons.
Hey, 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 boo-boo.
What else is going on, Wayne?
Well, I'm glad you asked. The Arts Council of Wayne County, very involved with this time of year. There's always something going on, but they're offering classes. Some of the classes they're offering on the 5th, which is this coming Monday. This coming Monday, they're going to offer a class on paper mache, making owls of paper mache. And
that ought to be interesting.
It will be. And the class is called What a Hoot. What a hoot! That's the title of the class. It's going to be this Monday, and then a week later on the 12th as well, the same class. Also, during the course of the season here, they're going to be offering a class on painting ornaments.
I think that would be great.
That will be great. So if you have a youngster who would like to give a gift to you, or make a gift for grandparents or aunts or uncles or family members or friends.
Or teachers.
Or teachers. Yeah, have them make an ornament and paint it.
Well, homemade ornaments are so special, and that's something you can keep and treasure forever.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just a piece of your loved one, a piece of your family that you can just keep and cherish and enjoy every time the holiday season rolls around.
Something to hang on your tree, and then after the season, you can hang it on your refrigerator.
Or put it away safely and pull it back out the following year.
That's probably a better idea anyway.
But the Arts Council is always offering fantastic classes for children and adults as well, and we want to make sure that if you need additional information, you know where to go, and that website is artsinwayne.org.
Okay, on today's program, Kim, one of my favorite people, Tara Humphries, is going to be with us today. Tara's here, and she's going to be talking to you, I believe, about Wayne Community College.
That's right. This is the first of a series that Tara's going to be doing. She'll be joining us once a month to come and share with us great things happening at Wayne Community College. And boy, are there some really fantastic things going on locally. And Wayne Community College, we're glad they have come aboard and joined our show. And now once a month, like we said, Tara will be coming and sharing unbelievable amounts of information of what is happening right here at Wayne Community College on the campus and in our community.
Yeah. Also on today's program, I'll take a trip out to the Wayne County Animal Adoption and Education Center. The Animal Adoption and Education Center on Clingman Street is a wonderful place to find a family member, a new family member, that is. You may have a family member who goes or who visits the Animal Control Center, but it's a great place to go and find a new friend.
That's
it really is. And I've got some information for you. In fact, I believe we'll have the pet of the week.
I believe we might.
All right.
And how about Jeff Sparrow? I believe you talked with him?
I talked with Jeff Sparrow. Jeff works with the Wayne County Solid Waste Department. He is the Code Enforcement Officer. We're going to hear what that means and how he is able to enforce the code. And we're also going to hear about recycling as well. Now, he brought some samples with him and some things that I actually learned something talking to him as well about. I thought I knew what I needed to know about recycling.
Right.
But he brought up some interesting information, and you're going to find out all about it. Did you know we have 13 recycling centers here in Wayne County?
Wow, no I didn't.
13. course, one of those is it's at the landfill location south of town. But we have 13 locations you can take your recyclables.
Wow. Well, Jeff will tell us all about it.
He is going to tell us all about that. And I believe you talked to Betsy.
I did. I talked to Betsy Rosemann, and she's from Travel and Tourism, of course, and she shared some exciting news with us. We recently had some visitors come and do a feature story on Goldsboro and the relationship with Seymour Johnson, and that was a magazine called Our State Magazine.
Oh, I love Our State Magazine.
They came and spent a couple days here, and Betsy will give you all the details and find out when you can look to see that edition. 20-page spread, 20 pages.
20 pages?
20 pages.
On Goldsboro, Wayne County?
On Goldsboro, Wayne County, and the relationship with Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, and a day in the life of an airman. So we'll tell you more about that soon.
You know, I think it would be safe to say that out of all the military bases in this country, out of all of them, we have one of the best, if not the best relationship between city, county, and the base of all the, we do. And I hear people from the base saying this all the time, that they have been to other bases, and the relationship between those bases and their community is not as good as it is here in Wayne County.
Well, they're included in everything that we do. They are a part of us, and we want to continue to cultivate that relationship year after year.
They do so much for this community, and volunteer work with the aged, with environmental concerns. They do so much to help keep this community an outstanding community. We appreciate Seymour Johnson Air Force Base very much. And we're going to hear more about it.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Also, what else do we have? I'll have a quick look and a brief look at some of the things on the almanac for today. That's coming up a little later on. Try to stay awake for that.
Well, let's see what Tara's got to say about Wayne Community College and all the events and things happening there. Hi, and welcome to WGTV. I'm Kim Best, your host. Today I have with me Tara Humphries from Wayne Community College. She is the Public Information Officer, and welcome.
Thank you.
We are glad to have you back on our station and sharing the news of Wayne Community College.
Always good news.
Well, you have lots of activities and clubs and organizations at Wayne Community College. Tell us some of the great things they're doing.
Well, we have a couple of dozen campus groups, campus organizations. And of course they do things, have their own meetings and their club things, but they do fabulous things in the community. So I am constantly being made proud. And I wanted to brag on some of them.
We want you to brag. Tell us what they're doing in our community.
Well, you know, they just had the War Against Domestic Violence. We had, 5 different clubs raising money for that, and 2 that went out and helped that day. One was our Budo Self-Defense Club and our Criminal Justice Club. They took part in it. You know, they weren't just, here's a check.
Right.
They were
actually
there
went out for
face
the day.
to face. And I think Budo did demonstrations to help women be more self-sufficient.
I bet they're both learning from one another as well.
Oh, absolutely.
When you participate in those type things, you really come away learning just as much as you gave that day.
For those who had not ever been a victim, they learn to feel a little bit more. That's especially important, say, for our criminal justice students.
True.
So yes, it goes both ways. Our Student Government Association's been collecting food for the Salvation Army because we know that they're in desperate need.
Yes.
Our medical assisting students always help with the Alzheimer's walk.
Oh, so that was recently at Wayne Community,
And, you know, and that fits also with what they're going to be doing as professionals.
Right.
Again, the Criminal Justice Club, man, they are everywhere. But they're going to be hosting a table so that folks can sign cards for the military. This is a Red Cross project, but they've partnered with Red Cross so that those who may not get a card at Christmas or whatever their holiday will get.
Great
and you can write that special message. And they're collecting textbooks to send around the world to alleviate illiteracy. We've got 3 groups, actually our Language and Communications Department and our Honor Society and our International Students Club are collecting items for gift packages, care packages for the military. Because they found that there are certain things like sunflower seeds or jerky or socks that they just need more and more of, and they can't.
And you can
carry
those easily.
And you can't carry a year's supply with you in your rucksack. But we can do these care packages, so we're collecting those. Our educational office professionals are running our United Way campaign.
Nice.
That's a big job.
That is a big job.
Second-year dental students are selling toothbrushes and I think they're just $1 a piece. So they're promoting dental hygiene.
Of course.
But that will also allow them to have a really good pinning ceremony, because not all of their students, not all their graduates will be able to buy all the things like the pins and such.
The things that
so this
need.
way they can provide them with these things that will remind them that they made it through.
Right.
It's always heartwarming. Our faculty and staff had their best year ever for our campus campaign for our foundation. Our foundation provides scholarships, but they also provide those great free cultural events to the community, mini grants so that teachers can do things that can't be done with state funds. What else? Oh, recognition programs for employees, some faculty travel that we can't pay for with our budget.
Right.
So everybody, it seemed, on our faculty and staff gave, and just giving a little bit, everyone giving a little bit is going to make it so much better for our students and for our community.
Well, if people in the community that are just now hearing about all these good things and the things that some of these clubs are collecting, if the community wants to participate and help and give as well, how would they go about doing that?
Well, actually, the best place to find out about these things is our Facebook page.
Of course.
That's where the groups will post what they're doing, or if I find out about it, I post it there.
So Wayne Community College's
has
Facebook
a
page.
Facebook page. Go to our main Facebook page, and you can see about these great collections and projects and a lot more.
Well, I know in the past we have shared on the city's Facebook page great things that you all are doing when you're asking for help from the community, especially. Yeah. Well, thank you. And let's go on real quickly and talk about some events that you all are offering here at Wayne Community College in the future.
Always rolling, but through the rest of the year, let's see, a few things we've got coming up. We've got our Honor Society, Phi Theta Kappa. It's an international honor society. They're going to be holding their fall induction ceremony on November 1. And even though that's not typically a public event, if you want to see something that will make you proud, come and you can come to that. We'd love to have outside. That's on campus in Moffett Auditorium that evening. Tons of small business seminars. Those are always free.
Yes, we talk about those a lot on the show. Tell me a few of those that are coming up.
Marketing in a Recession. Who can't use that on November 6th? 6 to 9.
Marketing your business, marketing anything that you're interested in.
Cash Flow 101. Again, these are topics that our small businesses need, and they're free. How to do business with the federal government. We've got it.
Yes.
We've got the base right there. Find out how to get into that process. The Alternative Lender Conference. These are all that are coming up in November and early December. And just go to our webpage and go to the Small Business Center from there.
Okay, so go to the Small Business Center from your website, and then you can find out all these different seminars that are offered. Now, is there a call? They're free?
They're always free.
Oh, how nice. Okay.
And so many other services. I invite people to go and learn about the Small Business Center.
Well, how about, don't you have something going on soon about the Civil War?
Oh, we've been going on and on about the Civil War. There's just so much to learn.
There is.
And we have so many people on our campus in our community who are fans. And
well, we have a lot of that, a lot of that history right here in our community.
We do, and we're going to talk about one of those actually in December. On December 11, Randy Sauls will talk about the Battle of Goldsboro Bridge.
Wow, that's a great story.
It is. And November 27th, Lynn Bull is going to talk about the Battle of Fredericksburg. Again, free events.
All at Wayne Community College.
Wayne Community College, 7 p.m. Moffett Auditorium. Just show up.
That's nice. Well, thank you so much for all this information. This is all happening in the next few weeks at Wayne Community College, and she'll be back next month to talk about other things that are happening at Wayne Community College. I hope you've learned details about your community. I'm Kim Best from WGTV.
We're back on WGTV today, the last day of October. Tomorrow's another day and another month.
Another month. November will begin tomorrow.
Month number 11. 11.
Let's see what's coming up. Oh, the Boy Scouts. They're having their second annual Camp Tuscarora dinner and auction. That'll take place on Saturday, November the 10th, 5:30 in the evening. There's no cost for the dinner. The dinner and auction will be a live and silent auction, and items include that'll be in their auction: furniture, and office furniture, collectibles, art, sports memorabilia, gold outings, and much, much more. Let's see, space is limited. They need you to RSVP. For more information, call 734-1714. Is it Mr. Harper?
Tim Harper.
Tim Harper
Yes.
is who you will be speaking with. And like I said, that is at Camp Tuscarora on 1433 South Road in Four Oaks. Saturday, November the 10th.
Outstanding. Love the Scouts. Love the Scouts. They're great. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, yes. Medicare. Now, if you have a family member who is on Medicare, or if you are with Medicare, you need to be aware that right now until December 7th, is the only time of the year that Medicare will run their open enrollment. Now, if you're on Medicare now, you can actually change your Plan D, Part D. You can change it to something else if you so desire. You can change your Medicare Part D right now up until December 7th, the annual enrollment period, allowing you, with Medicare, your family and your caregivers to choose your plan for next year by comparing your current coverage and quality ratings to other plan offerings. Now, the new benefit choices will be in effect January 1st, but you need to make that decision right away between now and December 7th and get that changed if you want it changed at all. If you're happy with what you have, fine, but you need to know at least what's available. And if you want to know, you can, there's a couple of places you can go. You can get information online, or you can go to the Senior Center and talk to Aaron McAuliffe or one of the representatives there at the Senior Center, and they can help you with that. And that number is in the phone book.
Can't remember off the top of your head.
I can't remember. It seems like it's either 731 or 735, and I can't remember, but I think it's 735-1591. Or it's 731-1591.
Not sure.
It's in the phone book.
Yep. Well, Wayne, a comedian, is coming to Mount Olive College.
Really?
Yes,
That's
his name
funny.
is John Phelps. And on Saturday, November the 10th at 8 p.m. in Southern Banks Auditorium at Mount Olive College on Henderson Street, John Phelps will be greeting us with clean, fresh stand-up comedy. John delivers real and funny, one-of-a-kind perspectives on dating, marriage, and parenting. Oh, I bet that is funny.
I bet it is.
American culture, and struggling to do the right thing. John studied marketing at the University of North Carolina at Wilmington. He's a native of Raleigh-Durham area, and he performs for churches, local businesses, charities, and schools all over eastern North Carolina. The event's free and open to the public. You can't beat that.
Can't beat that.
8 o'clock p.m., Southern Bank Auditorium. If you have questions, you can call Justin Rowe at 658-7897. Free admission on Saturday, November the 10th at Mount Olive College.
Oh, okay. I have a question.
Yes.
Who's the president of Albania?
Well, that question is not relevant right this minute. We are talking about Mount Olive College.
Oh, okay.
If you have questions about the comedian coming to Mount Olive College,
yeah, okay,
he will be
that's
glad to answer them. Just call Justin Rowe.
Oh, that was a good answer.
Well, you know how you got to be quick on your feet.
Okay. Okay. Today, the 31st of the month, it is Halloween, an outgrowth of combining an ancient Druid harvest festival and Christian harvest customs. Today is also Knock Knock Day. Knock knock.
Who's there?
There's nobody home. It's a day for youngsters of all ages to try out their knock knock jokes. And there's a million of them
Yes,
out
there
there.
are.
Like knock knock.
Who's there?
Guitar.
Guitar who?
A guitar to knock knock jokes.
Oh, my goodness.
Today is Sneak Some Candy for Yourself Before the Kids Start Knocking Day. Make sure the candy's good and that you want to give it away before they ever come knocking on your door.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Today is also Magic Day, which is always observed on the date of Harry Houdini's death. He died in 1926 as a result of, believe it or not, appendicitis.
Really?
Yeah, of course, it's 1926.
Right.
You know, and he was ill and didn't take care of it.
Ow.
You got to take care of it.
Yes, you do.
He was ill. He didn't take care of it. All right. Let's see what else we have. It's the 31st of the month.
It is.
And coming up, we have
Animal
who do we
control.
have? Is that? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
animal control. We're going to go out and
Mhm.
see who the pets of the week are
That's right.
today.
That's
Okay,
right.
that's up next on WGTV. Today we're at the Wayne Animal Adoption and Education Center on Clingman Street here in Goldsboro. Along with Julie and Vicki, we're talking to Cricket. Cricket is a what?
Cricket is a 9-month-old shepherd mix female. She's been here, she must have come in earlier this week.
Okay, 9 months old.
Shepherd mix.
Shepherd mix. Is she going to get any bigger?
She could get a little bit bigger. I wouldn't say a whole lot
Okay.
at 9 months.
She's active.
Yeah, she's still got some puppy in her.
A lot of fun. Yeah, got a lot of puppy there. Cricket. Cricket. Hi, darling. Smile for the camera. Come right over here. Cricket, look in the camera. Right over. Okay, girl. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, she's a happy Cricket. Happy puppy. Happy puppy. All right, now, and Cricket is ready for adoption.
She is. She is right now, with it still being October, she's $25. It is Adopt a Shelter Dog Month, so we are running a special on the dogs. It's $25. She is of age, so for $10 more, she would get her rabies shot before you walked out the door with her.
That's good.
She'd have her microchip, and she's had her first set of shots with distemper parvo and the kennel cough.
All right, now what about the you know what you do to the dogs?
Her spaying?
Yes.
You would just you would get 30 days to get her spayed. You just take her to one of the vets here in Wayne County. The Humane Society, you can go next month and get a voucher that way for some low-cost spay and neutering. They have some different requirements you have to meet, and then you'll get her spayed and let us know.
Okay, make a good dog for a. Well, this is more of an outside dog. I'm guessing, maybe inside.
It really varies on the person.
Yeah.
If they don't mind the bigger dog shedding and whatnot in the house, then she would be okay in the house. She'd be okay. I mean, she would like to be outside as long as she's not tied up the whole time. She's got her house and she can run. Tying them up, you know, makes them that they can get a little bit more aggressive sometimes. Tying them all the time.
Yeah.
She's pretty playful, so she's gonna want some outside time.
And she's going to need some attention.
She is. Oh yeah,
Right.
she's gonna need some training and everything.
Okay, perfect for a fenced-in yard.
Yes.
Okay, good for a fenced-in yard. Needs some training. Needs a lot of attention, and it's only 9 months old. Still a puppy, pretty much.
She should be pretty good. She would even be okay with her age for children because you could still train her to be with the children. She'd still grow with them. She's only 9 months old.
Right. Okay. Well, Cricket. Yes. Oh, yes. Cricket loves to play. Cricket is very playful, and for $25, Cricket can go home with you, plus $10, right?
Plus $10 for the rabies. Yes, sir.
$10 for the rabies. All right. So that's Cricket here at the Wayne County Animal Adoption and Education Center on Clingman Street, which runs between Royal and Corporate.
Yes, sir.
Royal and Corporate, right in the middle of it here. And if you come on over here, what are your hours?
We are here Monday through Friday from 10 to 5:30, and then we're here Saturdays from 10 to noon.
Okay. Julie, thank you.
Thank you.
You handle Cricket very well.
I tried.
Cricket just needs a little bit of training, that's all.
Yes.
And needs to be accustomed to being in the home.
Yeah.
Right now she's in a new place. And
She's out of the kennel, so she's even excited.
she's excited to be out of the kennel.
Yep.
And Cricket is at the shelter here because Cricket's owners moved from the area. Is that right?
They've moved, whether they moved from the area or just moved houses, I'm not sure. They just said that the reason they turned her in was because they were moving.
All right. They moved. So Cricket needs a home, and she's yours if you call or come by the Animal Adoption and Education Center here on Clingman Street in Goldsboro. Come see Cricket today. Cricket's our pet of the week here on WGTV. I'm Wayne Alley. And we're here with Vicki Falconer at the Wayne County Animal Adoption and Education Center. We're looking at two nice cats. Tell me about those cats.
The two cats that we looked at are Miracle and Cake.
Miracle and Cake.
Cake.
Cake. Not Kate. Cake.
Cake like you eat.
Yes. Oh boy. I knew there was something about that cat that I really liked. Okay.
They are spayed females. Miracle is a tortie 7-year-old, and she, like I said, she is spayed. And Cake is a 1-year-old spay gray and white tabby.
Gray and white tabby.
They are both litter box trained,
Right.
and they were turned into us today due to the owners are moving.
Okay, so how does someone claim Miracle and Cake?
They can come here to the shelter.
Right.
We're located at 1600 Clingman Street, which is in between Royal and Corporate
Corporate.
Drive. And we're here Monday through Friday from 10 to 5:30, and on Saturdays from 10 to noon.
All right.
Be $25 for the cats,
Okay.
and then they are both of age, and as of right now I have not seen any vaccination records on them, so it would be $10 more for a rabies shot for them.
25 and 10.
25 and 10.
All right, and they've already been spayed, so you don't have to worry about that. And these two cats are very mild-mannered. They will make someone nice company.
They will.
Nice company. Very loving cats. They love to be scratched right behind the ears, or about there, as most of us do. But again, what's that phone number?
It is 919-731-1439.
But if you want to see Miracle and Cake, come out to the Clingman Street site of the Wayne Animal Adoption and Education Center between Royal Avenue and Corporate Drive, right here. Thanks a lot, Vicki.
Oh, thank you, Wayne.
Vicki Falconer of the Animal Adoption and Education Center here in Goldsboro. I'm Wayne Alley for WGTV. We're back on WGTV today.
Yes,
And
we
don't
are.
you love those little dogs and little kittens and all that stuff?
I know it's got to be difficult to walk in there and not want to walk out with one
It is.
in your arms.
It is.
Well,
Well,
if you have room in your family for an addition, that's the place to go.
and you know what? You really need to be careful for a number of reasons, because not everyone where they live can have pets.
Right.
And frankly, if you live in an apartment and the landlord says no pets, no pets, because they're very particular about who gets these and adopts these animals at the Animal Adoption and Education Center. They actually call you landlord. So you have to make sure that you can have a pet if you're renting a home. If you're renting and there's some things, there's some guidelines to follow. If you adopt a large dog, make sure you have room for that dog to run. If you have
They're going to ask you these questions.
they are going to ask you these questions. You have to qualify to adopt these animals. I mean, it only makes sense. They have the best interest of the animal at heart.
Right.
They want to make sure they're all adopted, but they want to make sure that the animal's going to be happy where he is. And you too.
That's right.
All right.
Well, let me give you some dates really quick to add to your calendar. We keep getting notices of Christmas parades coming up. So
Oh, boy.
as they come in, we want to make sure we give you the rundown of what we have so far.
Ho, ho, ho.
We have on Saturday, November the 17th, the Seven Springs Christmas Parade. It'll start at 3 p.m. Of course, it doesn't cost a thing. It's on Main Street in Seven Springs.
It's free too.
It is free. So make note of that one. That's early, Saturday, November 17th. Then we jump to Saturday, December the 1st. Right this minute, we have details of two that are taking place that day. At 10 a.m. on Saturday, December the 1st, you have the Mount Olive Christmas Parade. You can call the Chamber of Commerce in Mount Olive if you have questions or if you'd like to be an entry in that particular parade. So at 10 that morning on December the 1st is Mount Olive. Then that afternoon at 4 is the Goldsboro Christmas Parade right here, downtown Goldsboro on Center Street. Bells of Christmas. That is the theme this year. It's sponsored by the Goldsboro JCs. So get in touch with them if you are interested, or you can call City Hall if you're interested in being an entry in the Goldsboro Christmas Parade. And let's see, then we jump to Sunday, December the 9th is the Eureka Christmas Parade at 3 p.m.
Eureka.
Yes, lineups at 1 p.m. on Davis Street Extensions. That's Sunday, December the 9th, Eureka Christmas Parade. So as they continue to come in, we'll continue to share those with you so you can have several weekends full of Christmas parades if you so choose.
Sure will put you in the spirit. Oh boy.
And we will, of course, run these right here on WGTV on our station, Channel 10, and you can see them if you're not able to attend.
That's exactly right. And you know what always gets me in the spirit of Christmas?
What's that?
Always. Downtown Lights Up.
Yes, that is November the 20th at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
right on the steps of City Hall. And that, of course, will be the unveiling of the first phase of our Center Street Streetscape project. You can see what a nice area that's going to be for things such as the Lights Up Downtown. The mayor will turn the lights on, and we will have trees lit up, and we will have such a fabulous evening full of festive activities taking place.
That's right. The mayor will flip
The lights on.
the switch and the lights on. Yes, and all that. That's right. Okay.
And Miss Goldsboro, Blair Mazingo, will be right by his side this year.
Oh,
She
yeah.
sure will.
Do you remember when you were 4 years old?
Barely.
Okay.
I barely remember that. I was in preschool.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I got a story here about a young man in Austria. He's 4 years old. 4 years old. He loved to eat pies, and he loved to eat puddings, and he loved to eat dumplings.
Sounds like a nursery rhyme.
It does, doesn't it?
It does.
He put in his thumb. He pulled out a plum. That's right. Well, he loved plum dumplings, but he didn't like his grandmother's plum dumplings. She just didn't have it. She didn't know quite how to make it right. Now, he's 4 years old, right? What does he do? He goes to the telephone. He dials 911. That's not good.
That didn't go over well.
It didn't go over well because he did it on purpose, and it wasn't an accident. The dispatcher pleaded with the boy. Now, here you go. The dispatcher says, look, son, in Austrian, of course, or German. He pleaded with the boy to give his grandmother's dumpling another chance. The kid says, oh, okay, and he hung up.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So, look, if you're 4 years old, just make your grandmother happy and don't say anything.
Just smile.
Just smile, that's right.
That's right.
And if you're a grandmother who's just made plum dumplings, hide the telephone.
No doubt.
All right.
No doubt. Well, we have, let's see, Jingle in the Park is coming up. That's at Herman Park. That is on Friday, December the 7th. Come out and enjoy the light display, arts and crafts, entertainment, train rides on that famous Kiwanis train. Visit with Santa, hear some music. Lots more going on in Herman Park. It is absolutely gorgeous at Jingle in the Park.
Oh,
there are lights everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
For more information, call Goldsboro Parks and Recreation at 739-7480. We'll give you more details on that closer to time. I think there may be some more exciting news coming up on that.
I think so, yeah. Looking forward to that. All right, let's see. Coming up next on WGTV today, we have two programs for you, two segments. The first is a segment with Jeff Sparrow. I talked with Jeff. He's a code enforcement officer for the Wayne County Solid Waste Department. And we'll be talking, you talked with
Betsy Rosemann.
With
Travel and Tourism. Don't forget, that's all about that. Our State Magazine. Details coming up.
Our guest today is Jeff Sparrow of the Solid Waste Department for Wayne County. And Jeff, you're the code enforcement officer and you are the recycling coordinator.
Yes, sir.
All right, at one time we talked about recycling, but today I want to talk about code enforcement. What does that mean?
All right, code enforcement, basically I tell people I'm the trash cop. I'm the trash enforcement officer for Wayne County. And to be general, it involves observing the roadways and making sure that trash is not on the roadways, and also going in people's yards or in their residential areas and making sure that their places are clean as well.
Okay, so you're the guy who looks after and makes sure that the sides of the roads where all the people are throwing trash out the car windows and is blown around the neighborhoods, you're responsible for looking after that, is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And what do you do when you see something like that? Who do you call?
Well, it depends. If I can find information on that person who has dumped illegally, and most of the time that's going to be trash bags, is what I'm referencing. When I go out, if somebody calls and says there's a trash bag on the side of the road in front of my house, I'll go out there, I'll break it open, I'll look in it. If there is some information I can use to contact the person whose trash bag it is, I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt and let them, have a little social responsibility and come out and pick it up, and before I take action against them. If it's a multiple offender, someone that's done it multiple times, most of the time I'm not so lenient, but if there's nothing in it that I can use to put it on someone else who is actually the responsible party, then what would happen is I would call the DOT, and I would encourage people that if they've already been out and looked at it, which some people do, go out and dig through it themselves. But if they find something of that nature, there's one of me. So any help that's provided is a burden off of our society and our community.
So then there is the possibility that there may be at some point a bag fell off a truck or something going to the landfill.
Yes, sir.
Possibility.
Yes, sir. we prefer that not to be the case because you know, we have tarpet laws in North Carolina, and as a matter of fact, that was my display for the fair this year in our educational booth. Was tarpet.
What does that mean, tarpet?
Put a tarp over over your bed,
tarp, yeah.
and yeah, over your truck bed or over your trailer bed. Because when you're hauling stuff down the road, especially when you're talking something as lightweight as trash is most of the time, you know, there's a very high probability that something's going to blow out.
Good chance.
And you know, when you tie the tops of your bags, tie 'em good. Don't just, you know, haphazardly tie 'em and you know, expect that everything in that bag is going to stay in. Even if you do have a large truck bed and you know, you think, well, it's below the truck bed. Well, a lot of times it will still come out. So you know, we ask that people tarp their loads, and you know, it would prevent a lot of those issues.
Okay, so repeat offenders, you go after them a little more aggressively than you would someone who just accidentally lost a bag of trash along the highway.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Is it most of the time? Are you mostly concerned about bags of trash, or
well, no,
you're not after litter bugs necessarily, are you? Because
well,
you know, running all day.
I was about to say, well, if it was in my plain sight, you know, plain view, if someone threw trash out in front of me, then you know, then I'd have more of a case. A lot of the times with just general roadside litter, somebody flipping something out the window, if there's no evidence linking them to that, there's nothing much I can do. So the best case scenario for people in that situation, if it's a lot, call the state. If it's not, then you know, we have to look at a little bit of responsibility for policing our own neighborhoods and our own areas. So you know, and I know it gets frustrating for people.
It gets
I hear
very
that
frustrating.
A lot. I hear it a lot.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure you do.
And you know, I would say, you know, I have to do it. You know, other regulators, people, law enforcement, have to do their own, you know, police their own sometimes. Right. And you know, it's up to people to be responsible for other people, even though that's not how you would like it to be.
Well, let me ask you then. Moving on from code enforcement of trash along the highway, you mentioned people's yards and particularly in the area of trash. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Well, what do you do there?
Well, I get regular calls about people who have neighbors that are piling their trash up, not in containers, which would be beneficial in most cases. If people would just use containers, it would help. But a lot of times, you know, some people claim they can't afford them, and so they'll pile the trash out behind their house or under the garages. You know, and I'm talking about open garages, not closed garages, because if it was in a closed area or enclosed area, then you know, it wouldn't be visible, and the public at large wouldn't have to, you know, tolerate that. But you know, when you're talking about trash on the side of a house, and I'm talking about, I've been out to houses where there's 10, 15 bags piled up behind the house.
Well, we're talking household trash, garbage from inside the home.
Yes, sir.
They put it in bags.
Yes, sir.
And then they throw it out in the backyard.
They throw it right out in the backyard. Maybe there's dogs back there and they chew it up. And you know, maybe they intend to burn it.
Isn't that a health issue?
Yes, sir. It is. We do not want people burning their garbage.
Right.
You know, we have a burn ban on garbage and things like that.
There's a county burn ban, an ordinance against burning trash. Against
burning trash, yes, sir. You know, people often ask me, what can I burn? Well, you can burn yard waste and leaves. You know, things that are natural to your property. You can't bring in a whole bunch of yard waste and burn it on your property. But you know, things natural of your property are what are considered burnable. But and that's only when, you know, there's not a burn ban on.
Right.
And most people are familiar with that. But the biggest thing is, you know, we want people to understand that if you're going to keep trash outside, you need to put it in a container with a lid, and it would prevent a lot of problems for you and for us. Because when I go out there and I see, you know, 10 or 15 bags, it's obvious it's been there more than 7 days, because it takes a long time, you know, in most houses to accumulate that kind of quantity. But also, when I go out there and it's piled up like that, I look at those people and I say, well, you know, it's obvious that you had no intentions of taking it off. So let's try to get this hauled off. And if I come back and find any more on the ground, you know, then we'll have to go from there and charge people as necessary.
So how do you charge them? I mean, what are the penalties for something like this?
Well, it goes anywhere from civil penalties to misdemeanors.
Which could cost them, right?
Right, yes, sir. And it's always going to cost them, you know, if we charge them. That's right. Because you'll either pay the court fines or you'll pay the civil fines. We try to stay on the civil side of the issue because we find that, you know, a lot of times people are unaware. Even though, you know, with the media as it is now, you would think most people wouldn't be, but
you would think. But you know, it seems to me that people, they're not thinking, because if you have something like that stacked up outside your home, it's going to attract things you don't want around your home. Pests, which will attract the crawly things.
Yes, sir.
You know, which will attract other things.
Yes, sir.
So it's just best, if you don't want to be snake bitten, or if you don't want to be
rat bitten,
just get rid of that stuff.
That's
right.
That's right.
Gee whiz.
I mean, and it's the thing that probably bothers me the most about what I do is that it's a simple remedy. Like we were talking about in another session, the recycling centers are 5 and 10 minutes away from most people.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Really?
And they're open 5 days a week. Right. You know, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Closed Wednesday and Sunday.
Closed Wednesday and Sunday. Okay. And that, you know, being that that's the case, there really is no excuse. You know, if you don't know where your trash goes in whatever area you move to, then you should be calling to find out. I shouldn't come to your house and you say, well, I didn't know where to take it. Well, you know, there are resources, and like I said, there's this mass media now, all these media outlets you can go to find out this information. And if you want a carrier or a provider, then, you know, go to the yellow pages. Right. I mean, so there's no excuse really. But, you know, like I said, we do try to work with people. We live in a military town, so people are in and out, and we want those people to feel welcome.
Well, we do live in a military town, but I find that, of course, Seymour Johnson, all the personnel out there, they do a wonderful job in helping keep the area clean. Even if somebody just moves here,
yes, sir,
and they've been here one day,
yes, sir,
they're going to talk to someone.
That's right.
Whether it's a next door neighbor, or whether it's the people putting in their cable TV or putting in the telephone or something like that. Everybody talks to someone.
That's
and
right.
The simple question, and when you go fill up with gas, if you don't know, well, hey, Mr. Gasoline Station Man, where do I take my trash around here? It's a simple question. Where do you take your garbage?
Yes, sir.
It's a simple question. And if they have the presence of mind to call, what's your phone number?
They can call me at the landfill, the solid waste department, and that is 919-689-2994. My extension is 310. The general line is 0 for the operator, and they'll be able to help them with anything. My cell phone number and its public number is 919-222-7124. Okay,
you heard that. That's that cell phone number, and it's a public number, 222.
Yes,
what was the rest of it?
7124.
7124
yes,
is your cell number, and people are invited to call you if they have a problem, if they have a question,
yes,
or they know of trash being
that's right. Yes, sir.
stacked up and saved.
Yes,
for
sir.
some
And if
reason.
you don't get me, leave me a message, and I will call you back.
All right, very good, very good. Jeff Sparrow is our guest today. Jeff is with the Solid Waste Department. He is the Code Enforcement Officer as well as the Recycling Coordinator for our landfill here in Wayne County. Yes, Jeff, thank you so much for being with us today. I'm Wayne Alley for WGTV.
Hi and welcome to WGTV Today. I have a guest with me today who is Miss Betsy Rosemann. She is from Travel and Tourism. Welcome.
Thank you, Kim. How are you?
I'm fantastic and ready to hear about October. It's such a busy month.
It has been a busy month, and it's going to be a busy month.
Yes, for our entire community. We have so many things going on. But Betsy, you can tell us all the exciting things that happen throughout the community. You are the lead person who takes all the things that happen and funnel them to the right people, and now you're here to tell us what has happened.
Well, We had a tremendous reunion. We had the Goldsboro High School class of '62. Came in the first part of October.
Wow.
Celebrated, I guess, their 50th reunion.
Did they have a large group?
They had a very large group and lots of hotel rooms, so we were excited about that.
We always like to fill our hotel rooms.
And Goldsboro High School of Engineering.
Oh, yes.
They've had 2 different groups of educators, visiting educators.
The School of Engineering.
School of Engineering, I'm sorry. Have had 2 different groups coming in. They had one towards the end of September, and then they had one, I think, this week, of about 25 coming in to tour the School of Engineering, since it is a model program for North Carolina.
Yes, to tour their school, their curriculum, to hear how they run their program and why it is so successful as it is.
And they stay in our hotels as well, so we like that.
Absolutely we do. So tell me about, we had a big group come in that did a focal point on Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, a day in the life of an airman, and the relationship between Seymour Johnson and our community in Goldsboro. And that was Our State Magazine. We were thrilled to have them here recently. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, basically, they had done a spread on Camp Lejeune and on Fort Bragg, but they had never explored the Air Force or Goldsboro. So the editor called me and said, we'd like to set up a nice 20-page spread, and I said, sure, come on.
Spread. Wow.
So it will air, or it'll be printed in the January issue
of Our State.
Yes, Our State magazine. And you can also, if you don't subscribe, you can go to ourstate.com and pull up the article after January.
Perfect. They also have a Facebook page. Our State magazine has a Facebook page where you can find basic information. It'll lead you right back to the website.
And so they came in. We had the writer and photographers came in on October 15th, and they met with our wonderful mayor.
Yes, they did.
And they actually were on WGTV.
We had a little clip earlier, and we'll be running that again closer to the January big publication date.
And they met with several community leaders. They were very interested in the Military Affairs Committee and how the community supported the base. And the relationship between the two. So, and then on Tuesday, they spent the day with the 916th, which is the refueling fighter wing.
Yes, yes.
And
what did they see while they were there?
Oh, geez, they saw everything. They got to see them preparing a tanker to take off. They got to go up in the air.
Oh, did they?
And have see a jet F-15E refueled in air.
And if you've never seen that, that is absolutely amazing. I was lucky enough to get to participate in that through Leadership Wayne County. It was a wonderful and extremely exciting.
Yeah, they were thrilled, and
day and time.
You know, they got to wave to the pilots.
Of course they did. You can see their faces.
They're
You're that close.
Yeah,
it's amazing that they can refuel those jets that close in the air, and you, like I said, you can wave and see their facial expressions, and knowing that all this is taking place from airplane to airplane. So I know they were thrilled and amazed, just as we were.
And they met with Colonel Gregory. He is brand new. And, oh, excuse me, Colonel Gregory Gilmore. I'm sorry. His call name is Happy Gilmore. And, and he was a delight. And Major Mann of Public Affairs and Donna Lee of Public Affairs, they were fabulous. They drug those fellows all over everywhere. They got to see things that the average individual doesn't see. Had a wonderful experience.
So they really showcased the 916th.
They did.
And what they do for our military and what they do to support the 4th Fighter Wing.
And they did the ground troop, I mean, as far as the maintenance, all the way up to the pilots. So that was a great experience.
So all of 916. So how about the 4th? I hear they visited the 4th Fighter Wing as well.
That was a busy day. I think we hit the base about 6:30 that morning. And they met with one of the pilots, and he kind of took them on
a day in the life.
An average day, which starts about 7 a.m. and ends at 7 p.m. It was amazing. It was Major Moore. He was fabulous. Showed them things that, there again, no one even knows.
Right.
Got to see the helmets, which were amazing.
Really? What makes them unique?
Well, they actually have, like, on a dashboard. They actually have that in the helmet, because if they're flying and have their heads turned watching for the enemy, they don't have to turn around and watch, see how fast they're going or that kind of thing.
So you'll see all of this in the published edition in January. Wow, so they spent one day with the 916th, one day with the 4th Fighter Wing. They visited with area leaders in the military affairs and the mayor, of course.
And they met with Chief Stone with the 4th Fighter Wing, and Sergeant Tammy Moore with Public Affairs was fabulous. She's, again, spent all day with them, so we were very grateful.
So we have embedded them in our community
Yes,
so they
we
can
have.
learn all about the relationship between Goldsboro and Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. Well, great. We'll look forward to seeing all of that in our state magazine in January. So what else is happening in our community?
Well, we get a lot of calls for public base tours.
Okay.
Public Affairs refers them to the tourism office. So if anyone's interested in a civilian-based tour, they can call our office at 734-7922. We do a tour once a month. It's usually the last Thursday of each month.
Where people can come out and tour our base. If you've never been on base before, this is a way that you can tour it and see what it's all about.
We do have to do background checks on each individual, so we have to have
Of
everyone
course, there's a
signed up
level of
about
security.
3-4 weeks in advance, but it's really a fantastic time. Takes about 4 hours.
Wonderful.
Very,
That's
very
good to know.
informative.
All right, so call Betsy if you're interested in that at the Travel and Tourism Office. So what else is happening the month of October and forward?
Well, you know, I think y'all have talked about Jazz on George
Yes, we
and the
have.
Hay Maze and Chili Cook-Off, but we have another event coming up at Cliffs the Noose, and that will be Saturday, October 27th, and that is Trunk or Treat. And that will be, they'll have everything from haunted hayride, werewolves, zombies, a maniac Sawyer, and I guess that's just going to scare all the little children.
Yes.
And big children. The gates will open at 5, and they'll have other activities as well. And tickets for the hayride will be sold on site and cost $2 per person. They'll also be selling pizza and drinks on site, and that will basically be a fundraiser for the foundation that's
Cliffs
going to
of the
be
Noose.
supporting Cliffs the Noose.
Okay.
And you can call the park office for any information at 919-778-6234, or you can go on to ncparks.gov.
ncparks.gov. Okay, so we've got a long list of things that have happened the month of October that are going to be finishing out the month of October, and you're going to come back once a month to share what's going on in our community from the travel and tourism end of things. And we are excited about the January edition in our state magazine of the feature story of Goldsboro, North Carolina, and the relationship between Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, the day in the life of an airman.
Yes.
Thank you, Betsy. We appreciate
thank
you
you.
coming on. Is there a website people can go to visit to learn more about about travel and tourism?
Yes, you can go to www.visitgoldsboronc.com.
Visit ncgoldsboro.com. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much. You can also go to the City of Goldsboro's Facebook page and learn more about what's happening here in our community. We share information from travel and tourism on a daily basis. Thank you. We appreciate what you do. We appreciate you sharing the information with us. We'll see you next month.
Well, thank you for having me here.
And once again, this is what's happening in your community.
We're back, and Kim, we're almost out of time. We have very little time left. And I'll remind you to be careful this evening. Be sensible. Use common sense when you're out trick-or-treating.
That's right.
And kids, watch out for your parents. Take care of them. They don't know what they're doing.
You know, if the light is not on at the home, that means they're not participating. Only go to homes that you are familiar with, and if the front porch light is on, and here in the City of Goldsboro, of course, it's between 6 and 8 this evening. Be careful, take your flashlights, but have a good time.
Have a good time. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, as we are every weekday morning at 7 a.m. here on WGTV today. We hope you join us, and if you can't catch us tomorrow morning, you can see the program throughout the day.
That's
here
right.
on Channel 10, Time Warner Cable Channel 10, or UVerse, AT&T UVerse Cable Channel 99.
That's right. You can catch it also on YouTube. The City of Goldsboro and Wayne County have YouTube channels where all of these programs are stored so you can see them from your computer at any given time. We both have Facebook pages. We'd love to have you come and look at our Facebook pages for the City of Goldsboro and Wayne County to stay informed on things happening right here in our community.
So until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best. This is what's happening in your community.